This is my blue word work packet, and I'm going to show you how to do pages 7 and 8, but first let me tell you what syllable you'll be practicing. Remember that a syllable is a word or part of a word with one vowel sound. And the syllable we're practicing this week is the R-controlled syllable, like the word car. The vowel is followed by a bossy R, and the R changes the sound of the vowel, k, R. If the R follows an A, it says R. If the R follows an O, it says or. And then if the R follows an I, an E, or a U, it says So in my blue word work packet, let me show you how to do practice with those types of syllables on pages 7 and 8. Part G says, fill in each word's sum by combining two of the syllables below. So I need a vowel R syllable. Could be per, okay, could be der, could be ver. Oh gosh, that's a lot of choices. Plus a consonant LE syllable that makes a color made by mixing red and blue. Okay. I'm going to suggest that you look at the definitions first, and that will give you clues as to what you're looking for. I know that the color made by mixing red and blue is purple. So now I know what to do. Per is P-U-R. That's a vowel R syllable. Okay, so that works. Pole is a consonant L-E syllable, and that makes purple. So it's kind of hard to look for an open syllable because there's a lot of them. I would just look for what has 8 legs. Oh, spider. So now I know the open syllable is spy. It ends in a vowel. That's what makes it open. Spy. And then it's followed by the vowel R syllable der, which makes spider. So my advice is to look at what do you think could mean leave, a furry rodent, or to startle or surprise somebody. Okay, so you can figure that out with the syllables that are left. And then finally in part H, you're going to sort the phrases below into the correct lists. So which of these phrases are people and which are things? A twirling girl is an example of people, and a scorched turnip. Okay, please don't scorch your turnips. That would smell so bad. Scorched turnips are things that you should not have because that would stink up your kitchen. Okay, I think you can do the rest of that on your own. And then finally the last page, page 8 is kind of tricky. So let me help you with this, okay? Combine the base words and suffixes. Circle the rule that applies to each, then complete the crossword below. Okay, so this is 2 parts. I'm going to help you with the top part, and then you just fill it in with the crossword down below. Words going across and words going down. So here's the example. The syllable were plus the syllable ing makes whirring. And I had to double the R in the word whirring. So star plus E, if I were to write the word starry, I actually need to double the R. So that would be a doubling rule. Blurry plus ness would be blurriness. And when I write blurriness, I actually need to change the Y to an I before I add ness. So that's actually a changing rule. I didn't double the Y, I didn't drop, well, I did drop the Y, but I changed it. So I'm going to call that blurriness. This is a changing one. Forgotten. If I'm going to write the word forgotten, I actually need to double the T. So that's a doubling rule. Merciless. If it's merciless, just like blurriness, merciless, I'm going to change it to an I. Merciless. So that's a changing rule. And what I'm going to do is put all these words, these are my down words. So 2 down, you would write the word starry. 3 down, you would write blurriness, and in a crossword, you really need to spell it right. So copy carefully. Forgotten would be 5 down, and merciless is 6 down. Thirstily. If I drink a bunch of water thirstily, I'm so thirsty, I have to take off that Y. I wouldn't say thirstily. That's kind of hard to say, thirstily. You put that I there, and it changes to add that little sound in there. It makes it easier to say. Jarred. Jarred, oops. J-A-R, and I have to double the R. That's a doubling rule. Startled. If I was startled, I was surprised. Startled, you don't want to have 2 E's. You don't keep startle and then add ED. That'd be startled. So actually, that's a dropping rule. I'm going to drop the E and add ED. So there's only 1 E there. It's not a double E. Preferred. Preferred is a word where I need to double the R, so that's a doubling rule. Circling, when I write the word circling, I can drop the silent E after the consonant LE and just add ING. So that's a dropping rule. Curving is the same. Curving, I dropped the E. Thorny plus S, thorniest. So if it ends in this Y, this consonant Y, I'm gonna have to change it to an I, just like I did with thirstily, thorniest. You can hear how it changes. Thorniest, that's a changing rule. Deserved, this is gonna be kind of like startle. So I've got the consonant E and the ED, and I don't wanna have the two E's next to each other. That would look like a vowel team. So I'm going to take off the E in deserve and just add ED. That's a dropping example. Largest. It doesn't become largiest. That's the largest cupcake I've ever seen. That doesn't make sense. So instead, when you say the word largest, you're going to drop the E from large and just add est. That's a dropping rule. And stormy plus stormier outside. I can hear that Y sound is still there, but it changes to an I, storm-er, so that's a changing rule. And now that you have all these spelled perfectly, you can put them in the crossword. So these words are going across. Thirstily, oops, I wrote tristily, sorry. Thirstily is number 4 across, so that would go right there. Spelling it correctly, not tristily, thirstily. Sorry about that. And jarred is 7 across. So 7, J-A-R-R-E-D. Remember, for crosswords, you have to spell it perfectly, so copy carefully.